Hello, welcome back to Just Plus 5. If it is your first time here on my channel, my name is Jessica. I am a mother of 4 beautiful girls and I am married. It's been about 7 years now. So once a week we have shared experience regarding marriages. Now on today's topic, it's going to be a little bit different. Last week we spoke about long distance relationship and I give a little bit of story about how I met Max. Now on today's topic, we're going to talk about how Covid-19 changed the routine of our house, of our marriage, of our children. Everything kind of changed. So prior to me telling you how things have changed, I want to give you a little bit of background of how our lives used to be prior to Covid-19. So I used to be a working mom. I used to work for a great company that I love. And I stopped working there on January 31st because I wanted to stay home and watch over my children. And this was prior to COVID. And so Max used to go to work, physically go to work. Every morning he leaves the house around 6:30. So when he leaves the house around 6:30, he'll take our oldest daughter. He will drop her at before school program because she loved to be there, and then he goes to work. I will then pick her up at 3:45. I'll bring her back home, and Max will come back home at around 5:30, sometimes 6 p.m. depending on traffic. And that used to be our schedule, Monday through Friday. Every day it was like that. Now, on the days that Malia, our oldest, wasn't going to school, to the before school program, I and her sisters will take her to school. So we'll leave the house at around 8 o'clock at the latest, because school started around 8:15. Then we'll drop her off there. And then the other girls and I will go get breakfast. Sometimes they love breakfast at McDonald's, so sometimes I'll take them there. They'll have their breakfast, and then we come back home. I'll cook and I'll clean and I'll do all that. They have their nap time. They had a really good routine, right? And then here comes COVID. Okay, things gotta change. School is out. School was out. I think it was March. I want to say March 15. I don't really remember, but they never came back after spring break. Okay. It was, let's just go with March 15. I believe that was the date. And in Max's job, they decided, okay, nobody comes in the office. Now you have to work from home. Okay. All right. That's when things really changed, guys, because staying at home with 4 girls, it's not easy, because they all have different personalities. But when I used to tell Max, hey, these girls, these children, I'm tired, I want to take a nap, like, he used to be like, it's okay, he'll be all right. When he started working from home, he felt that. He felt that he felt that really hard. Now, in the beginning, it was a little bit hard because we had to readjust. Malia had to do Google Classroom, or they had to meet with her teacher every day at a certain time. So the routine that I created, we had to change it a little bit. In the meantime, the other girls were already used to the routine that we had. So, and the only way that Malia could have, meet up with her teachers and her classmate online, we had to use Max's office. So Max at that time will take a break. He'll get out the office. I will go in there with Malia. He will stay out with the other 3 girls. And it was very challenging. I don't like to say difficult. It was very challenging. But one of the good things that I see in my eyes is that as a family, we're spending so much time together. This is a time that we're talking. This is a time that we're praying together. This is a time that we're looking at our future together. This is a time that we're looking at projects together. This is a time that we're not spending on pointing fingers, but we're trying to lift each other up. Like, hey, I appreciate what you did for me the other day. I appreciate you looking over these kids while I'm doing this. I appreciate you, working hard at home, even though these kids are making a lot of noise. So we have made it clear that we're not going to be doing any kind of pointing finger. You did this, you did this. No, we're not going to have this. It's already a difficult time as it is right now. So the worst thing that you want to do is stop pointing fingers. That's not what we're doing. Our goal here, as we are home, as a family, as long as we can make it, we're going to use this time to lift each other up. It means you have a situation at work that you're having trouble with. Like what Max does for work, I can't comprehend. I'm not an engineer. I don't know what he does for me to help him in that kind of in that way, but I'm his backbone. I will tell him, hey honey, you got this. I know you have a lot of work to do. I know your workload is crazy, but I know you are able to do it. I just know you are able to make things happen. There's a reason why you have that position in your job, because you are able to do it. There's a reason why your boss trusts you with this large project, because you are able to do it. And he lifts me up to there are days when I wake up and I just go, I'm tired today. Like, you have to understand, my days is crazy the moment I open my eye. The moment my eyes are open, I wake up, I have to pray God to wake up before the kids, so then I can shower while they're asleep. And then when I'm done, I start getting them ready one by one. When I get them all ready, I come downstairs, I make breakfast. They eat breakfast, I clean up, I put the dishes away, I clean their dishes. We leave downstairs really clean. I bring them back up, make sure they have to take their nap at a certain time, so then I can come back down to make a meal so that we can eat lunch and dinner. And one of them not taking a nap is a delay in the process, because my day is really timed. It is really timed. Micaiah has to take her nap. Micaiah is my youngest. The other three, if they don't take a nap, they can do quiet time. But if Micaiah does not take her nap, there is no lunch, there is no dinner. It's just like that. And those days when I wake up, Max, sometime he can hear how I'm trying to stay on time so that everything in the house is all well together. He's just gonna come out of the office and say, hey, it's okay. I appreciate everything that you're doing. I appreciate you. I appreciate everything that you're doing for our daughters. I appreciate everything that you're doing for me. I appreciate you cooking good meals. I appreciate you, doing laundry. I appreciate you doing everything that you're doing. Those things help. Those words, they help you. You want to feel appreciated. And during this time, has our lives kind of changed tremendously here, we need this time to lift each other up. We need a time to tell each other, hey, I appreciate you for who you are, not just for what you're doing for me. I appreciate you for who you are, because of who you are, you're doing all of this. It's because of the good heart that you have. You're working so hard. Max leaves the bed. He leaves our beds around 5 a.m. He's up. He goes, works out for an hour. 6 a.m. he comes back, showers, goes to his office, starts working. And then when I come down, depending on when I come down, I bring him breakfast, and he's done. Depending on how his work is, maybe he will come out, eat lunch with us. Maybe during lunch, he will get a phone call that will send him back to the office. So it's chaotic, but together, lifting each other helps. So if you are at home, I know a lot of people still go to work It's still okay. It's still okay to lift each other up. It's still okay to say to your spouse, I appreciate what you're doing for me. I appreciate you going to work every day, striving, to be better. I appreciate you doing all that. I appreciate you being at home. I appreciate you watching our children, because I know that is not an easy job. I appreciate you cooking good meal. I appreciate you just being who you are. During this time is a time that you want to show your appreciation. Now, the other aspect that impacted our marriage because of COVID, we have, prior to this, we had a date weekend. Every month we had a date weekend. Just Max and I, no kids involved. We call that a no kid zone. It's been, our last date was in March. And it was for our anniversary. This was March 9 of 2020. We haven't been out together with no kids since then. So it's hard. It's really difficult sometimes, but we catch up, right? Sometimes we'll send we'll send the kids to bed. We'll have time, just talking about us, about what brings us together. Not children, no project, just him and I. Just have that conversation. It helps really good. So if you're at home with your spouse, try that. Come up together, talk to each other. No pointing fingers, lifting each other up. It will help you. In time like this, a lot of couples are struggling because they're spending too much time. And some people, when they spend too much time, they can't handle each other anymore. There is some side of your husband, some side of your wife that you didn't really know existed, or you forgot about because you were too busy being away from home because you were working. But now that you are at home, you are seeing that again, and it could be troubling. Like, you're sick of it, you're tired, you just don't want to deal with that. If you look at the divorce rate, the violence during COVID-19, it's real. So if you're not in that kind of relationship, you need to take the time to have a conversation with your spouse. At any time, just tell them how much you appreciate them. Tell them how much they mean to you. It's very important. All right, so we'll catch up again next week, next Wednesday. We'll talk about friendship between a male and a female in marriages. All right, so stay tuned and stay safe. Subscribe, share, and like. See ya.